Welcome back to my channel, Riding Solo. I'm your host, Dion. Let me close that visor. And today's topic is, we're going to be talking about the top, what I think is the top 5 best beginner motorcycles, right? And I'm going to name those 5 from the least to the best. All right. So first on the list, I'm going to have to say number 5 slot is the Yamaha R3. And the reason why I put the Yamaha in last place is because I felt like a lot of the other manufacturers in the beginner bike class is making a lot of improvements and step forward to bettering the bike. And I feel like the R3 is kind of being left behind because a lot of the bikes are moving up from 300s to 400s to 500s, pretty much improving that bike yearly. So I feel like Yamaha is getting left behind. But don't get me wrong, the R3 is a really stout beginner bike. It's a really good tool for if somebody wants to learn how to ride. If somebody loves the Yamaha brand, you know, that's probably going to be the bike they get. But for me, as far as innovation goes and technology and improvements for power and just aerodynamics and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it's getting left behind. But the R3 is a really good bike. I see a ton of them around here in Washington State. You know, there's probably like the third most bike I see on the road. The number 1 is the obviously the 400, and then I'll see like RC390s, and then a lot of CF motos lately. But you definitely see the R3s. It's a definitely popular bike. So that's number 5. Number 4, I would have to say would probably be just like I just said, the CF Moto 450 SS. That's a really good bike. I'm not gonna lie to you. The price is right. The price is really right on it. It's really cheap, really affordable, and you get a lot of technology. You know, really nice TFT display. You get those brake coolant ducts. You know, you get winglets. You get like integrated turn-in signals in the headlights. You get like a lot of premium options for like a really cheap price, right? Which is really good, which that's why I think they've been selling so many bikes, because it's like CF Moto, from just being on the road every day riding, I see almost as many CF Motos 450 SS's, we'll go to the light, as the 400s, right? So with that being said, that CF Moto 450 SS is really a good bike for a beginner. You know, if somebody's on a budget, you know, I definitely recommend it. You know, I don't know a ton about it, but from what I can see, it comes with like a 3-year warranty. I haven't heard of anybody, you know, with quality issues or any recalls or anything like that with them. So from what I know, the bike's doing really well. They're selling a ton of bikes. They're cheap. They're affordable. They're getting their name out there. They actually win in races and in the MotoGP, you know, weight class with the 400s. I think it's the 300 series racing. So they're doing pretty solid in racing. So with that being said, we'll do the 3rd best bike, and this bike really, it says it alongside it, it's ready to race. And we're talking about at number 3, the KTM RC390. It's probably the most race-focused beginner bike. The seating position is more a race feel. It's a lot more racier than all the other bikes in the class. It's affordable, and it's a really good price. Let me shift so you guys can hear me. And the good part about the KTM RC390 is you don't really see a lot of bikes that go on sale that they mark the price down, but you definitely see on the KTM RC390. I've seen them. I think the MSRP price is like $50,000 $54.99 to something like that, $59.99 or something like that. I've seen them marked down to like $2,900, which is crazy. A crazy deal to get on that bike. It has really good technology as well, really nice dash, really nice ergonomics for racing, but you can ride the bike all day as well. So, you know, the competition is really stout in this class. You know, you have a lot of bikes competing with each other. It all, I feel like, comes down to, if you're a beginner, or even if you're just looking for a lower CC bike to turn into a track bike. I think it all comes down to your budget, you know, because some beginner bikes are more expensive than others, some are cheaper than others, some never offer deals or discounts, some do. So you have to pretty much, it comes down to your budget, and then I feel like whatever brand you like, because a lot of people like certain brands, a lot of people are brand biased. So with that being said, you know, 9 times out of 10, if somebody like KTM or that company or that brand, they'll get a KTM. I don't know a ton about KTM. I know a long time ago they had like quality issues, but I mean, every manufacturer has quality issues at some point, you know. But with that being said, I feel like the KTM is a really good bike, road bike, and it's probably the best out of those 5 on the track, I would say. Just because of the ergonomics, you're going to be able to handle it well, and probably better than all the rest of them. But I mean, racing kind of says another thing. I mean, they do good in racing as well, but I would definitely recommend that bike to a new rider. Like I say, I mean, it's so cheap. I find those deals all the time to where it's like I'm considering getting one of them as a track bike. So with that being said, I would probably say the next option would be the number 2, and slot number 2 would be, this is more of a premium brand, more of a fancy upscale brand, you know, the Aprilia RS 457. All right, this bike is newly new, right? I think it came out like earlier this year. Aprilia announced it, and then everybody got all excited about it because you got a premium bike, a premium exotic brand getting into the beginner class. So the Aprilia RS 457 is a really good bike. It looks fancy. It's priced right, which is, I'm surprised because, you know, it's priced, you know, around Ninja 400 pricing or whatever, but it's like, let me shift, guys. But it's a good quality brand, a fancy brand. So I'm surprised they're all in the same price range as the Japanese bikes and everybody. So I was surprised at that. But it's got the best tech. It got some of the best tech, TFT displays. It's really racy. It's really a really beautiful and aesthetically pleasing bike. You know, if I was just getting into riding, and it was me, and I was looking at all the competition and all the bikes in this class, me personally, I probably would get the Aprilia just because it's such a beautiful bike. It's such a beautiful, ergonomically sporty looking bike, right? And, you know, Aprilia is very popular. I see the RS66s around here all the time. I don't know a whole lot about Aprilia's quality and maintenance costs, so I haven't heard anything online about it, so I'm assuming that there's no problems with it, with quality and maintenance costs. But when I had my 400 for the short time I had it, it's like, you know, the Japanese engines are just pretty much, you know, you can't beat them. They're bulletproof, you know. Maintenance is cheap, service is cheap, and with that being said, that gets into my number 1 pick, and that is the Ninja 500. I think the Kawasaki Ninja 500 is the best beginner bike you can buy. Kawasaki has been killing the game in the beginner bike class since day one, since the 250, bro. You know, so it's like a lot of companies kind of, you can tell, kind of copy Kawasaki a little bit to try and compete with them, because Kawasaki sells so many bikes, man. I mean, like so many Ninja 500s, so many Ninja 400s. It's, you know, so many Ninja 300s at the time, so many 250s at the time. And it's like they were just killing the game. Everybody had the beginner bike, the beginner Kawasaki's, you know, and nothing's changed. So not only that, in racing, they like be killing the game. They're just number one. They've been running the show for a long time. Let's get a little corner here. So with that being said, that was my first bike. And I loved it. It was great, you know. The only thing I would probably say that, but they have a bike for that. That's the ZX4RR, a more premium bi-directional quick shifter. I mean, if you want the premium options, you go with that, but you're gonna pay a premium price. I think that bike's like $9,600 or something like that. So with that being said, I feel like if you're a beginner and you want the best beginner bike, I would recommend getting the Kawasaki Ninja 500. And I would definitely recommend the ABS model because that's going to help you with your braking and give you braking support. That way you won't lock the rear tire up. So that's all I have for this video. Those are my top 5 picks for what I think are the best beginner bikes out there. Thanks for tuning in to Riding Solo. I'm your host, Dion. See you in the next video. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a good one.